In the bustling town of Lakshmipur lived a boy named Arjun, a dreamer whose dreams were so grand they could fill the entire horizon. Yet his habits were so lazy that even the cows resting under the banyan tree looked more productive than him. Every morning, his father would call out, "Arjun, the world is awake. When will you start moving?" But Arjun, wrapped in his cozy blanket, would grumble, "Just 10 more minutes, Baba." Those 10 minutes always turned into an hour. Arjun often said he wanted to do something big in life. He admired the successful people he saw around town, the doctor who drove a shiny car, the teacher respected by everyone, the athletes practicing with dedication on the field. He wanted success. He loved the idea of success, but he hated the work needed to reach it. Sometimes he tried to change. One day he would decide to work out. The next, he'd be lying on the rooftop staring at passing clouds. One day he'd declare he'd study seriously from now on. The next, he'd be scrolling endlessly through his phone. Arjun had ambition, but no discipline. One afternoon, while wandering near the old railway station, Arjun noticed an elderly man performing slow, deliberate exercises under a tree. He was tall, lean, and his eyes carried the sharpness of someone who had seen the world and learned from it. This was Major Rathore, a retired army officer who had moved to Lakshmipur for a peaceful life. Every morning at 4:30 a.m., without fail, Major Rathore would wake up, stretch, meditate, go for a brisk walk, read for an hour, and then work in his vegetable garden. People half his age often struggled to keep up with his energy. Arjun couldn't understand it. Why was a man with no job, no deadlines, and no boss following such strict routines? Curiosity finally pushed him to ask. "Major Uncle," Arjun said, scratching his head, "why do you live like this? You're retired. Why not just relax and enjoy?" Major Rathore smiled, a slow, wise smile. "Beta," he said, "laziness looks like rest, but it steals your life silently. And discipline gives you a life worth living." Arjun frowned. "But you wake up early every day. Aren't you tired of doing the same things?" The old man wiped sweat from his neck and answered, "Listen carefully. Discipline is like a seed. You plant it today, water it tomorrow, and one day it becomes a tree that gives you shade, fruit, and protection. Laziness is also a seed, but its tree gives only regret." The words struck something deep inside Arjun. They lingered in his mind like an echo he couldn't ignore. That night, Arjun lay awake staring at the ceiling. For the first time, he thought about everything he had started but never finished. He remembered the guitar gathering dust in the corner, the textbooks he had barely opened, the promises he made to himself every new year, all broken within a week. He wondered, what if success doesn't come from talent? What if it comes from showing up every single day? Something clicked. The next morning, before his alarm could betray him, Arjun forced himself up. His body protested, "Sleep, sleep," but he pushed through the heaviness. He wore his worn-out sneakers and stepped outside. The air was cold, his eyes still half closed, but he went for a run anyway. He barely ran 300 meters before his legs burned and his lungs felt like they were exploding. He stopped, bent over, and gasped for air. But he didn't turn back. He walked, then jogged a little, then walked again, and somehow completed his first 1-kilometer run. It wasn't great, it wasn't fast, it wasn't pretty, but it was a start. Day 2, Arjun ran again. Day 3, he struggled but continued. By the end of the first week, his legs still ached, but he found something unusual. He felt more awake during the day. Encouraged, he added another habit, 1 hour of study every evening. No excuses, no cheating, just 1 hour every day. He didn't announce anything to his friends. He didn't post motivational quotes online. He simply showed up daily, quietly, consistently. Weeks passed, then months. Arjun slowly felt a transformation brewing inside him. He started waking up earlier. His mind felt sharper. His confidence grew. He no longer felt tired all the time. One day at the tea shop, his friend Rohit stared at him and said, "Bro, what happened to you? You're glowing. Earlier you were the king of procrastination." Arjun laughed. "I didn't change overnight. I just kept doing small things every day until they became a part of me." Major Rator, watching from a distance, nodded proudly. A few months later, a major announcement shook the town. A new state-level sports and fitness recruitment drive was opening. It offered stable jobs, training opportunities, and a good salary. Thousands of young people were planning to apply. Arjun never imagined he could qualify for such an exam, but something inside him whispered, "Try. You've been preparing without realizing it." Encouraged by Major Rator, Arjun signed up. On the day of the physical test, the grounds were overflowing with participants. Some boys boasted loudly how they would clear everything easily. Others looked nervous. Arjun was calm. The whistle blew for the running test. Many boys sprinted at full speed in the beginning. Within minutes, they were panting, slowing down, dropping out. But Arjun knew better. He kept a steady pace, the same rhythm he had practiced every morning. His legs moved automatically. His breathing was controlled. His discipline carried him forward long after motivation had faded. He completed the run with one of the best timings. Next came the written exam. While many students tried cramming last minute, Arjun confidently opened his question booklet. 1 hour of daily study for months had strengthened his foundation. He attempted every question carefully and walked out with a calm smile. Weeks passed. Then one morning, a postman arrived at Arjun's house with a sealed envelope. His heart pounded as he opened it. "Congratulations, you have been selected." For a moment, he froze. He read it again and again. His mother rushed over. "What is it, Arjun?" He looked up with tears in his eyes. "Ma, your son did it!" She hugged him tightly, crying with joy. The whole neighborhood celebrated, but the happiest person was not Arjun. It was Major Rator. The old man placed a hand on Arjun's shoulder and said warmly, "Beta, now you understand. Motivation gives you a push, but discipline takes you to the finish line. Laziness makes life comfortable today, but painful tomorrow. Discipline feels painful today, but makes tomorrow beautiful." The moral: we humans often believe that big success requires big, dramatic efforts, but the truth is far simpler. Your life is shaped by the small habits you repeat every day. Not once, not for a week, but consistently. You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m., you don't need to run 10 kilometers, you don't need to study for 5 hours. Start small. Walk 10 minutes daily, read 5 pages, do 10 push-ups, wake up 15 minutes earlier. Choose one small habit and stick with it. Because every small action is a vote for the person you want to become. Arjun didn't become successful because he was special. He succeeded because he chose discipline over laziness, one day at a time.